Hey guys, welcome back to Baddie and a Book. My name is Gabby and today we're doing it. We're finally fucking doing a 24-hour reading vlog, and to be honest, this really was something I had been planning to do for a while. I'm doing this vlog a little bit differently because I'm a mood reader. So there's been times when I've tried to pick and plan out the books that I'm going to read, and it just doesn't work out because I end up not being in the mood to read that book. And I've also been in this weird phase lately where I read the first couple of lines or the first couple of pages of a book and I'm just not feeling it. It's not that the book isn't good, it's just that I'm not feeling in the mood to read that style of book or that type of book. I do have a selection of books to choose from. I think I already have the first two kind of picked out already. I think I already know which two I'm going to start with, and then we'll kind of go from there. So yeah, let's go ahead and pick up the first book. So I am on chapter 7, still in the beginning, but I wanted to check in and just kind of give my thoughts so far. This is going to be a spoiler-free vlog. I'm not going to give anything away in the book or anything like that, but I really love her relationship with her sister. So we're following Josie, who is the main character, and she has two sisters, and so her and her sister, at least it's portrayed in the book right now, that her and her sister don't really get along very well, which I can definitely relate to because I've had siblings. So I'm really loving the main character, and I'm really loving, even in these short 6 chapters, that I'm loving that we are getting to know their relationship a little bit more, because they are spending a lot more time together in the beginning of the story than they normally do. So, and it's kind of like a forced kind of thing. If you read the book, you'll know why. But yeah, no, I am loving their relationship, and I'm really hoping that even though they're kind of not in the best place right now at this very moment, I'm really hoping that by the end of the book we see a closeness, a growing closeness, if not an established closeness at the end of the story. So yeah. As y'all know, the main character is a writer, and I just came across a part where she's interviewing someone and she asked them, hey, what are you working on? And the girl was like, oh, I'm just working on my summer body. And then she responds, that'll be easy then. Your perfect summer body is whatever your body looks like in the summer. Period. I'm using that response from now on. My summer body is whatever the fuck my summer body looks like in the summer. Period. We are about the first hour in, and we're pushing through. And not too bad so far, but we're only an hour in. Am I regretting this? Maybe not. But I still have a booktube playing in the background, and to kind of give a full-on bookish feel to this reading vlog. But I will check back in. I'm probably gonna check back in around the 50% mark of this book. I'm flying through this book, to be honest. So it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. But and I really like the main character, Josie. I'm really liking her, even though there's a 10-year age gap between her and I. She's 17, I'm about to be 27. I can relate to her in a lot of ways, and I really appreciate that. Even though there's a big age gap, I can definitely appreciate being able to relate to her. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going, and I'll check back in around like the 50-ish% mark. It's not that much later, but I want to make a snack. So this is me getting distracted. So I'm going to make my snack really quick and try to read at the same time, but I feel like it's gonna be way more efficient to make my snack and then continue reading afterwards. I'm just gonna do an apple cinnamon rice cake and peanut butter. This slaps because it gives like that crunchy feel and then also like the peanut buttery taste or whatever. So that's what we're making. Okay, so we are checking in about 50% of the book, or 50% of the way. I'm really fucking enjoying this. I'm not able to stop reading. I'm really excited. It is about, whew, let's see, let's check on our time here. Okay, so it is 10 p.m. now, and we just hit the 3-hour mark on our little timer, stopwatch, or whatever. I'm not really feeling tired. I may end up moving to the living room because I don't want to fall asleep by staying on my bed. It's probably not a good idea. But we are moving literally right along. Like this, so far so good. I really like all the characters so far. And I'm really connecting, like I said like earlier, I'm really connecting with the main character. And we kind of started to pick up on the plot of the book about a couple of chapters ago, so that's making it really interesting as well. That dynamic, or that portion of the book, is really starting to play out now. So yeah, we are moving right along. This one is, YA books are just so easy to just run through. YA books are just like, if you want a fast, quick-paced book, get you a YA book. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's keep on reading. I'm already starting to get tired, and it hasn't been that long. But I don't feel like getting up. It's my problem. I just don't feel like getting up. Do I look tired? Oh my gosh. So it is currently 1:30 in the morning, and I'm finding it harder and harder to stay awake. So I think what I want to do is take a quick nap and then wake up tomorrow morning and continue. I'm having a hard time focusing, like I'm reading the same like the same sentences, the same paragraph over and over again. So to check in and just to show where I'm at, first of all, we're 6 hours and 21 minutes in. I'm not even gonna lie, being fully transparent, I did get a little bit distracted. Like, at some point, I got a little bit distracted. I took a phone call, and that's what kind of like threw off my timeline. But I listened to music for a little bit, and then started scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, and y'all already know how that is. You start scrolling and it just be over. But I am on page 190 of this book at the 6-hour mark, give or take, with distractions and stuff. I'm definitely failing at this so far, but I'm just so tired. I'm going to go to bed, take a little nap, and then regroup in the morning. Good morning, beautiful people. So it is the next morning, and I just restarted the timer, or continued the timer. So we're still at about that 6-hour and 22 mark. Gonna finish this book, and then right now I just want to make some food, get some coffee because I'm hungry. I'm going to eat my breakfast, I'm going to read a little more, and I'll check back in when this book is done, and we'll move on to the second book. Oh my goodness. This story just took a turn that I was not fucking expecting. Period. Our reading vlog is quickly turning into a weekend reading vlog because I'm only accounting for time that I'm actually reading, especially because I have so much going on during the day. So I guess this is going to be turned into a how quickly I can read 24 hours worth of reading done, hopefully by tomorrow. But I try to do it within a 24-hour time period, but girl, staying up for 24 hours reading, I don't know how y'all do it. I really don't know how y'all do it, because the moment I start getting tired, whatever I'm reading, it's a waste, because I end up reading the same thing over and over and over again, and it's not retaining in my brain. So like it's like taking away from like my reading experience, trying to stay up for the purpose of reading within 24 hours. So right now it is 6 p.m. and the next book that I am picking up is, I actually decided to go with full disclosure because this one is a little bit of a shorter book. So I figured I would start with this one just because I just finished the other book by Cameron Garrett. So I'm really excited to read this one. So far, so good. I'm about 20 pages in. So I'm going to go ahead and read this book, and then I'll pick up Before I Let Go. That's the game plan as of right now. Subject to change, because y'all know I be a mood reader, and that's exactly why I picked so many books as options for this reading vlog. But yeah, I'm reading this one, liking it so far, really into it. I like this author's writing because it's very easy for me to get into it. Similarly to Colleen Hoover, like you just kind of get sucked in, and it's just such an easy read. So this is another YA, and ooh, it's blurred by Angie Thomas, period. Who else is it blurred by? Becky Abertali is also an author that blurbed this, so I thought that was fun. So yeah, we're going to continue reading this, continue on struggling through this supposed 24-hour reading vlog, and we're going to continue the vlog now. So I'm gonna say this again, because this is very consistent with both of the two books that I've read by Cameron Garrett. I really love the fact that her books they feel youthful, so they're definitely in that category of YA, but they're not like so youthful that they're cringy. Like all of the girls' mindsets, the main characters, and even their friends, the other side characters in her stories, all have a really good mind, and she writes them so well. And I think that's what makes her book so interesting, because I do know that there's a lot of feedback about YA books being just too youthful and too cringy. But for me, like, this is like a perfect like balance, because you still identify that these are young girls that you're reading about. I believe this one is, she's 17, is still in high school. Same thing with the previous book that I read by her, but it's not so youthful where like the writing surrounding their dialogue, how they're interacting with other people in their same age group, their peers and stuff like that, it's not cringeworthy, if that makes any sense. So I really appreciate that about this author, because it makes this for an older audience. Like, it doesn't just limit it to younger people, you know what I mean? It opens up that possibility of older people and reading this and still being able to enjoy the book, if that makes any sense. So yeah, really enjoying this one so far. So it is the next day. We finished up, full disclosure, last night, and so now we are on to our final book, hopefully, of this reading vlog, which is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Been dying to read this book for forever, and I'm so glad that I decided to include it in this particular vlog. We are currently at about the 15-hour mark, so we have roughly about 10 hours-ish to go. Right now, what I'm either going to do is I'm either going to finish this book, and if I finish it before the 24-hour mark, because this has been a couple of days, we didn't actually do what we had initially planned to do. It just didn't work out that way this time. For those of you guys that do the 24-hour reading vlog, I commend you, because it was a challenge this go around, but we can always try it again in the future. But until then, there hopefully one of two things will happen. I will finish this before the 24 hours is up. I don't know if it's going to take me 10 hours to read this book. I don't think it will. If we only have like an hour or so left of the 24-hour reading vlog, I'm just going to leave it be. If for whatever reason I finish it and I have like 5 hours left or something like that, I will pick an additional book to pick up. It'll either be from the pile or it'll be a random one, because I may want to pick like a shorter book just in case. But yeah, that is the game plan as of right now. I'm really enjoying all this reading that I've been doing in the last like couple of days, even though I didn't read books 24 hours straight, you know what I mean? And I don't know if just maybe that challenge just isn't for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me. But even though I haven't been reading like 24 hours straight, I have been reading a lot over these past couple of days, and I really enjoy that. Like, I could live with that. Like, reading books all day, every day. I love that. So aside from me getting distracted every hour. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this here. We are about 15 hours and 10 minutes in. So let's get it. I'm not even gonna lie, this 24-hour reading vlog was a hot ass motherfucking mess. Like, hot ass mess. I did not realize or anticipate it being this difficult. I mean, I had a lot of motivation in the beginning, a lot of looking forward to completing a 24-hour reading vlog, but this shit was difficult. Like, I didn't even make it past the first night. I think, and like I said in the video, I didn't make it till like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Like, anyways, that's besides the point. We're here to talk about my final thoughts of the books that I read in this vlog. So this vlog, first of all, okay, this was a winner in the sense of the fact that I read all books that I really enjoyed. Starting off with Off the Record. So this book had so many different components going on in this book, but it was done so well. It just kept me turning pages. Definitely check on trigger warnings with this one, but like I've said before, I think touching on the topics that were a little bit harder to bring up, like they're a little bit heavier of topics, I think this would still be appropriate for someone who is 14, 15, 16 years old, because as you know, YA can range from 12 years old all the way up to 18, and then of course adults still read YAs. But this one, it touches on it enough to where, on those topics enough to where it signifies the importance of those things and having those conversations and recognizing those things without it being overly detailed. And not to say that there's anything wrong with being overly detailed, but sometimes I'll pick up a YA book and I'm like, this is for young adult? Like, huh? It's a little heavy. And like, I think because YA is such a gray area, subjectively, it can be detailed in a YA book, but I don't know. I just feel odd like recommending certain books to younger audiences and to younger readers when they are super detailed. So I thought that this book did a perfect fucking job of touching on things that are extremely important to be touched on, and conversations that need to be had in all different areas. Definitely check up the trigger warnings, but there's discussions about SA, there's discussions about abusing power, there's discussions about race, there's discussions about race in the workplace and discrimination in the workplace. There's also talk about body image. So there's so many different things that are touched on in this book, and it was so good. I will probably be rereading this book. Definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. This was a 5-star easily for me, and I wish I would have read this one sooner. Then full disclosure, this was the second book that I read in this vlog. This one was a 4-star read for me. It didn't quite live up to Off the Record, and to be honest, I think Off the Record set the bar so high that this one wasn't gonna, any book that I was gonna read afterwards wouldn't have really touched it. But I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed reading about Simone and her struggles, and also her story as well. It starts off in the beginning about her starting at a new school, which I could definitely relate to because I moved around a hell of a lot when I was a kid, and I was always starting at new schools. So I really love that component of it, and to see someone else kind of, you know, experience that, or see someone else's perception, someone else's story along those lines. This book also has like a very heavy theater vibe to it because they're theater kids. So if you really like reading about theater kids, and if you're a theater kid yourself or you were a theater kid, you might end up actually liking and enjoying this book. But these are my first experiences with Cameron Garrett, and I definitely really enjoy her writing. Any books that she releases moving forward, they're going to be an automatic pickup for me because I had such a good experience with both of these two, and I definitely recommend. Of the two, if you're gonna pick one of the two to read, full disclosure, hands motherfucking down, pick up this book. Of course, if you want to read both, I definitely recommend both, but this one, chef's kiss all the fucking way. And then lastly, the queen, the one that I've been wanting to read for so damn long. I should have read this book a long ass time ago, and it is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Again, another easy 5 stars for me. Really enjoyed it. It's a second chance romance. You get dual POV. There is also like a little bit of a like workplace romance as well, kind of, sort of, like, I guess like they opened a business together, so like, does that count as workplace romance? But it kind of is. So we have a little bit of that second chance romance. Both of them are at that point single parents. They do have a child together, and I just really love this really cutesy romance. There are a little bit of heavier topics in this one, so definitely check out the trigger warnings of this one. It's definitely, of the Kennedy Ryan books that I've read so far, it's definitely on the lesser heavier side, if that makes sense. Like, I've read some heavy ass books from Kennedy Ryan, so it isn't quite up to par. Like, I would say Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan is a lot heavier than this book, but it's still heavy, so definitely check out those trigger warnings. I don't even know what else to say. Just, you have to read it. You just have to read it and find out for yourself. But yeah, that concludes everything for this vlog. It was so fun doing it. again, I don't know how many more I'm gonna do of these 24-hour reading vlogs. Maybe I wanna next time organize it a little bit more, rather than it being so like all over the place, because it was a little like kind of all over the place. This was a fail in terms of the 24-hour portion, but overall, I read 3 really, really good books, so it's a win, right? But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.